So, hi everyone, good morning. So in our last video, we discussed how to install, you know, uh, MSBI related tools. Okay, so what kind of tools we require? So we have created two videos. The first one is Visual Studio 2019. So Visual Studio 2019. Before Visual Studio 2019, we required a data tools. For now, for 2019 onwards, we don't require a data tools. So how to install and all, I have created separate video on this, and also I have created separate video for this things. Okay, SQL Server. So if you watch these two videos and then install the Visual Studio and SQL Server and SSMS, so then you are ready to start with your MSBI. So in MSBI, we are now starting SSIS. So now SSIS introduction, like once we open a tool, like, so if you go with the Visual Studio 2019, okay, this is the Visual Studio 2019, okay. So once you go with this Visual Studio 2019, how to create a first project and all, we'll see. Okay, Visual Studio. So 2019, click on that, it will open a Visual Studio. Okay. So here you can go with the continue with the without code. So you can click on here continue with without code or new project also, not a problem. So just I'm going with the continue with without code. Okay. So here you can create one new project. So just go here and then click on new project. Once you click on new project, which project you want to create, like integration service related or report service or Azure, like SSAS and SQL Server Analysis Service. Okay, if you are, so I have already searched, right? So that is the reason. So I've created recent projects. So that is the reason it's showing here, like integration projects and then reporting projects. Okay, if you want, okay, so for you, it's not will be, it will be available. So just you have to search here integration. Okay, integration projects. Okay, so when you type integration project, the top one, okay, this one, so you need to click on this. So it will ask you to create a, just double click on that, it will ask you to create a project. Okay, so this project name integration service. Okay, SSIS, no, demo project, you can write like that. Okay, demo project, you can write like that. And also by default it will give on default location repos. So you can change that location if you want. You can go with the D drive. Okay, your D drive, and then you can create SSIS coding folder separately. Okay, so in SSIS folder, SSIS practice files are there. So here you can save that. Select folder. You can save that. Okay. So wherever you want to save, guys, okay, you can go and then save that. Given practice files in SSIS. Yeah, SSIS practice. Okay, so there it will create. Okay, so then click create. So the project will be created in that folder. Okay, whichever the folder you choose, there it will create. So now we are in the SSIS Visual Studio SSIS case. Okay, so these are so first you need to understand the hierarchy, like so what is this? So we have a solution explorer. So a solution explorer by default it will be closed actually. So by default if you open sometimes, okay, it may not be visible actually. So it may not be visible. Sometimes it may be closed, and even this toolbox also may be closed. So to open that case, okay, solution explorer, you can go to this view tab. In view tab there is a solution explorer. Once you click on that, so it will open a solution explorer. In the solution explorer, we should understand the hierarchy case. Okay, so first you will have the projects. Okay, in that projects you will have the package. What is the project? The project means it's a collection of packages. Project means collection of packages. One project can contains multiple projects. So here is the projects case. Okay, these are the so first one is a project. So this top one is a project, and then here is the package. So here you can create one more package. Okay, just right click and then create a new package. So n number of packages you can create like this. So that means project contains n number of projects. Okay, n number of projects. Okay, package contains n number of projects. So and then package contains what? Package contains this toolbox where is that SSIS toolbox? Just right click here and then you can. So if you don't see the toolbox, you can right click here and then so click on toolbox. That will show, that will appear. Sometimes okay, this pin, if you go with that pin, so it may hide that also. Okay, so like that. So you can go here and then so you can pin that. So it will be fixed here. Okay, so what packages will have? Packages will have the control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, and package explorer, and then connection manager also. So what is this? Okay, what is the control flow, and what is the main goal of control flow, and what is data flow? What is the main goal of data flow, and what are the parameters? What is the event handler? So what is package explorer? So we will discuss that. So if you go here, so what is package first of all? Okay, so we learn what is project, right? So now, so we also will learn what is package. Package means it's a SQL Server integration service package, includes necessary components such as connection managers. Just now we have seen, okay, connection managers. Okay, this below one is a connection manager. And so what extra it will have? It will also have the connection managers, tasks, control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, variables, and execute specific ETL task. Okay, to execute specific ETL task, whatever the things we want. Okay, so package contains control flow, data flow, parameters, event handlers, package explorers, and these are the variables. Okay, here is the variables and connection managers. Okay, so these things will have the packages. Okay, so that is the package. Package is mainly for run the ETL operations. So like SSIS main goal is to run the ETL. ETL means what? Extract, transform, and load. So ETL means what? Extract, transform, load. So the data may be, extract means, so customer will give the raw data. So to pick the data, so that may be, so it's not a formatted data. It's not well formatted data. It's not clean data. Okay. To pick the data and then transform means to clean the data. Okay. Transform means what? To clean the data. So required format. Okay. Transform from raw format to required format, and then load into the destination. Okay. That is the main goal of SSIS case. Okay. So raw data means that may be comma separated, nulls or blanks or anything. Okay. So finally, it should be a well-defined and rows and columns, and then load into the destination server or any maybe Excel or anything. Okay, so you have to load that in a destination. That is the main goal of these things. Okay, again, the control flow. What is control flow? So we have learned what is package and project. Now we are going to learn what is control flow. Control flow defines the workflow engine. Okay, like, so which one is execute first, and then after which one next execute. Okay, it's a like suppose the task one is there. So just drag and drop. So next again one more task is there. So execute first this task and then next execute this task. That means okay, it will show the flow like so how the task will execute. Okay, next execute this task. So like this. Okay, so the flow, like how the execution flow will be defined in control flow. So which way you want to execute. So the things will have in the control flow. So control flow also will have the, control flow will have this, task containers and precedent constraints. Okay. So these are the task case. Okay. These are the favorite task, and then these are the common task, and then containers. Okay. So we have a for loop container, for each loop container, and sequence container. So we'll going forward, we'll understand what is this, containers and task. And also I said precedent constraints, right? these are the whatever the connections. Okay, these are the connection. The lines are precedent constraints. Okay, the lines called precedence constraints. Okay, so again, so if you want one more task that if you want to go with this, and so the precedent constraints. Okay, if you want to go here, if you double click here, so you may have a success and failure, something like that. Okay, different types of precedence constraints we have. So just double click here. Okay, this line. Okay, times it may not work. So see, so here three types of values are there. So when you go with the success, that will be green, and then complete means it will give blue, and then failure means it will give red. Okay, suppose if I select the completion, it will give the blue line between those tasks. Okay, it's giving blue line base. Okay, if you go with the one more task, okay, if you go with the one more task, like it will define like which task you want to execute, and then so let's double click on that, and then if you go with the failure, okay, something it will give red, green, and blue. Okay, so this is failure, this is success, and then this is completion, something like that. Okay, so even precedence constraints also will discuss in details, but control flow, what it is having, control flow is having. So in this first video you need to understand the terminology guys. Okay, so what we have and all, so you need to understand the terminology and then flow, then going forward you will understand what is what. So in control flow, we will have the task, containers, and precedent constraints. So task, again, we have a number of tasks. So we have a data flow task, file system task, execute SQL task, bulk insert task, and these are the different tasks we have. Okay, here I can show the task. Okay, these are the favorite task and then common task. Okay, so bulk insert task, we have data profiling task, execute SQL task, execute process task, file system task, FTP task, and we will go each and every task. We'll learn each and every task. What is the purpose of each task, and then we'll practically we'll see the each and every task. And also containers. Okay, we have three types of containers. Okay, sequence container, for loop container, for each loop container. What is this container all about? Okay, so we'll see that one also. In precedent constraints, we have complete, success, and then failure. Just now we have seen that. Okay, so these are in control flow. In control flow, we have it again, data flow is there. So data flow is nothing but a task, guys. Okay, data flow is nothing but a task in the control flow. Why the data flow is separate? So there are so many tasks, right? So why the data flow is here? So even data flow is also task, right? So why data flow is separate here? Means so major ETL work will do with the data flow. Major ETL work will do with the data flow. That is the reason data flow is there. Data flow is nothing but a task. Okay, data flow is nothing but a task. So in this task, we'll have the what? Source and transformation and destinations. Okay, so these are the common transformations case. Okay, these are the common transformations. Okay, source, we have these many types. Okay, ADO.NET source and the CDC source, Excel source, flat file source, OLDB source, raw file source, and then XML source. Destination, where we can load this data. So these are the areas we can load the data. So you can load the data into OLDB means SQL Server, and SQL Server destination is there. So even you can load into the flat files and then Excel files. Okay, raw file destination. Wherever you want to load the data, you can load the data. And then transformation means cleaning. Okay, by using these transformations, we can clean the data. So we have a audit, cache, so these are the other transformations, but common transformations, very frequently used transformations, aggregations, conditional split, data conversion, derived column. So this some related to the big data. Okay, Hadoop related. So mainly data flow contains what? So data flow contains actual ETL operations will done in data flow case. Okay, actual ETL operations. Actual ETL operations will go with the So here in the data flow, we'll have the source, transformations, and the destination. Okay, destination. So all we'll have in the data flow. Okay. So traditional ETL operations will happen in the data flow. That is about the data flow. Next, parameters. Parameters means if you want to change the environments dynamically. So like dev to production to like dev to UI to production. If you want to change the connections, like we have a two types of parameters, package level parameters and project level parameters. So like the base, if you want a configuration, proper configurations, we'll go for the parameters. So going forward, you will understand parameters is mainly for changing the connections, dev to UI. So you just keep it this point in your mind. Going forward in our class, you will understand what is this parameters and an event handler. Like so, when the package, okay, like suppose how the package execution is going on, like if the failure is happen. So if you want to know that, like smooth way of this, handling the SSIS package, like if you want to see like how the execution is happening. So event handlers main give the same like a SSIS package only, but if there is any something going wrong for audit purpose, like how the if there is any failure or like any so whatever event you want to select, like post execution what is going on, so validation what is going on, pre execution what is going on. If you want to see the progress and all, then you can go and then you can create a event handlers. And then package explorer means hierarchy, like what are the connection managers are there, what are the executables, what are the precedent constraints, okay, everything, okay, what are the precedence constraints, and then parameters, event handlers, variables. If you create a variables, what are the variables? These are the system variables, guys. Okay, you haven't created these variables and all, so these are the system variables. So going forward, you will understand this. Okay, so this is about tool. Okay, this is all about tool. Now we'll see. Okay, we'll create a first package, guys. Okay, we'll create a first ETL package. So let's delete all this. Okay, even here is a zoomer. Okay, so if you want to increase your package size and all, so here is a zoomer, so you can go with that. And then properties are there. So going forward, the properties and all we'll see now. Okay, but for now we'll go with this one, guys. Okay, so let's take one data flow. So here my main goal is that, guys. Okay, so first package what I'm going to create. Okay, there is a text file in my folder, guys. Okay, in my SSIS practice folder. So let's open a folder in SSIS practice files. I have a employee data. So this is the comma separated file I have. Okay, like ID, name, salary. Okay, this is employee data. So 3 records are there. I want to load this file data into my SQL destination. Okay, my SQL destination. I want to load this EMP file data into my SQL destination. Okay, then so where I want to load in SSIS DB, there is no tables case. Okay, so far there is no tables. So this is the fresh. Okay, once you open SSMS. Okay, just to open SSMS, like you can go with the SSMS. So there is a, so once you type in your SSMS, sorry, SSMS. Okay, you open that. So there is a you can see here. Sorry, guys. Just a minute. SSMS. Okay, you can see that SQL Server Management Studio here, right? So you have to open and then connect that. So there is no table. I'm not creating any table here. So even SSIS package itself, it will create a table. So first, we'll go with the data flow. Tomorrow onwards, we'll see all this task individually. But so for now, I am going with the data flow task, and then click on that. So what is the source here? So here we have a source like a text file. So go here. So select the source as a text. Let's select the source as a text file, flat file. Text file means what? Flat file. Just you have to drag that files here. Okay, drag that file here and then click here. So you have to browse, like you need to connect that file where we have that file and all. Just you need to connect. So in my C drive there is a SSIS. So just go with the file, browse the file. So like in your computer where you keep the files and all, so that's your opinion, just to go. So I have keep the file in D drive. Okay, so in practice files there is a SSIS practice files. Okay, so there I have this EMP. So click on that. So even if you want to change the connection manager name, you can change the connection manager. So connection means it's going to connect the source actually. It's going to connect the source. And then so this will give the delimiters and all. So even we'll also discuss, okay, if you have a first row header, okay, you can go and then select these column names. And delimiters, you will see this skipping rows and all. Okay, if you want to look, suppose after 2 or 3 rows you have a header, so you can skip here. So we'll see these options later. For now, what we'll do, okay, we'll go and then see the columns. Okay, like how many columns? These are the columns we have, right? So it's a comma delimiter, right? So that is the reason. Okay, it's a comma delimiter. If you have a pipe symbol, okay, so you can go with the pipe symbol and tab by the tab. If it is tab, you can go, and then semicolons. Whatever the things you have, you can go. So it's automatically identified. It is a comma. Okay, so comma separated value. So then it's in advance. You can go and then change the column names. If you want to change the friendly names, you can change. But I don't want to change anything. Okay, I want to go with the name and ID only. And then if you want to change that ID is an integer, so that is the reason str means it's a string, guys. Okay, str means it's a string. Okay, if you want to go with the number, so there is a number data type also there. DTI4 is there. Okay, so these are the even data types also we'll see, guys. Okay, DTI4. So for now I'm not going to change here. Okay, so here actually, so this is the 4-byte integer. Sign is also there, but I'm not going to change all these things now. For as this, I will show like how this will load into the destination. Okay, so like see, and also if you want to preview like how the data is coming and all, if you want to preview the data, you can go and then see and then click OK. So even columns, what are the columns are coming? Okay, so then click OK. So now we have connected the source. Now I want to load that to the SQL Server destination, right? So let's go with the destination. So okay, so when we'll go with the transformations, if something we want to clean, okay, then you can go with the transformation. My data is clean now. Okay, it's well defined in rows and columns. I don't want to go any transformation. Transformations we'll discuss later, but for now, so you have to go with the connection. Okay, just connect. So SSIS is very easy, guys. Okay, so to move data from one source to another source, you have to just mapping only. Just you have to give the connections. But in other things, so in other tools, you have to go and then write some code to move data from one source to a destination. Okay, so then you have to go with the destination connection. Which destination you want to keep? So in our server, okay, so it's already created. So if you want to go and create a so for now, if you want to know about your server, so just select @ server. Okay, @ server name. So it will give your server name. Okay, so let's take this is your server name. But I'm not going. So if you want to find that, you can find that page. Okay, that is your server name. But I'm not going with that. So I'm going just my it is my local server, right? So just I'm giving dot. Okay, dot. And which database you want to? So I have a SSDB. I have created the database, guys. Okay, you have to create your database by go here and then create database and then database name. Okay, test database. If you want to create, you can create a test database. Okay, just execute that. So the test database already there. So just so sorry, we are in the SSDB, right? So you have to go with the master database and then create. So database has been created. So let's go here, refresh that. Okay, so you have to create the database like that. So I think it has been created. So it's not created. So create a database name. Why it is giving a wrong? Yeah. So if you I don't want to rectify all these things. Okay. So if you go with this, okay, open new. So make sure it's in a master database and then go and then create a database. Okay. I have already created the SSDB, right? So then we'll see that tomorrow. Okay. I'm selecting the my database SSDB, and then click on test connection. The connection has been succeeded, and then click OK. Okay, click OK, and then click OK. So our connection has been done now. So now you have to load the. So in that database you need to create. Okay, there is no table actually. So I am creating a table now. So here is the table name you have to keep. So just TBL underscore employee. Okay, TBL underscore employee table I am creating, and then click OK and go with the mappings. The source, these are the source table columns. Okay, guys, these are the source table the flat file columns, and then these are the table columns. Okay, you should map other. If you don't map that, just ignore means okay. So just ignore means it will not load the data for that. So if ignore means it's not mapped. So if the column name same, it automatically maps. Okay, if the source column and destination column names are same, okay, without spelling mistakes, the column names are same, automatically it will map. Okay, if it is not mapped, just you have to go and then select that mappings. So means the IDs or flat file ID. So ID will be loaded into the table ID, and then name will be loaded into the name, and then salary. So so everything is mapped perfectly. Now you can save and then run. Okay, there is a start button. You can click on that. So it will load the data. See the package 3 rows is affected now. See here it is showing 3 rows affected. So in flat file also we have 3 rows, and then you can see the progress. Okay, progress tab, like how much time it has been taken, and then from where to where it has moved, like so the timing and all everything. So you can see here the package execution timing. Okay, when it is started and then when it is finished. Okay, in the last you can see okay, validation completed and everything. So the progress tab will show the execution and all. So right mark means it's executed. If you want to stop that, you can click on this stop debugging, or else you can go with this completion completed successfully. So now see whether it is loaded the data into our table or not. Okay, whether it is created the table or not, we'll see. So now just to refresh this, whether the table is created or not. Okay, let's go here. Yes, table has been created, TBL employee, this one only, right? And then, so the 3 records, okay, let's select start from this one and then execute it. So this way we can load the database. Okay, so this is a very simple SSIS package. Tomorrow onwards we will see okay tab related, pipeline related, and even Excel file. So even different scenarios and different tasks we'll see from tomorrow onwards, guys. Okay, hope you like my video. Please share and subscribe. Okay, if you are watching this video first time, please subscribe my channel, guys. Okay, for more videos. Thank you.